On this week's episode, we got an all energy, all positivity team captain. If you're a fan of this Texas native and watched him play in Houston, Philly, Texas, and won a couple rings in San Francisco with the Giants, you already know we got the Reverend Hunter Pence.
Let's go.
Hey everyone, I'm Hunter Pence and I'm here with the 5-star recruits. Get out of here with that 1-star recruit mess. I'm pumped to be here. Let's go.
Let's go. Yo, aloha. Welcome to the 1-Star Recruits podcast. I am DK. I'm with Rip, my best friend in 25 years. We are 1-stars. We do this podcast every week and bring on 5 stars in life. In this case, we got a guy who really shined a light on positivity, good energy. He's a 5-star baseball player, but a 5-star post-baseball player with some crazy passions that are so cool. Coffee. He's on Twitch. Looks like he has a really healthy, good relationship. He likes dogs. It's like, dang, Hunter Pence is the man. And so this interview is awesome. This is one of the positivity. Hopefully you get this early in your day. This is one of those, Rip, this is one of those early in the day podcasts you want to listen to because it's a good one. It's good vibes from Hunter.
Early in the day, good coffee vibes. I just downed my second cup of the morning. And DK, breaking news, we might have to, based on this interview, change. He called us 5 stars multiple times. I think we settled on 2.5 stars during the interview, as the listeners will hear coming up. But are we the 2.5 star recruits now?
It could be a marketing and branding complete nightmare, and we'll table this for the new year. But I would be in a position in 2023 to set some bigger goals for us as a podcast, Rip, and earn the stars with our listeners along the way, whatever that may be. Maybe we can work our way there in 2023 with some hefty goals, because we've been doing this for about 2 years now. I think it's time to maybe turn it up a notch, like Hunter said.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows we're the highest rated podcast in the world. 5 stars on Apple, 5 stars on Spotify. Hunter, with the positivity again, man. 5-star recruits possibly. So yeah, bigger goals in 2023. Let's do it.
We'll see. Like I said, could be a marketing and branding nightmare, a little bit of a quarterback nightmare in the Bay Area. Jimmy G goes down. Dude is a very good looking. So he's probably all good. He's probably out right now, like doing sex in the Bay Area, but damn, he has bad luck.
Broken ankle, broken foot. Is that the diagnosis, DK?
I don't know if it dropped. Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what, we got this guy, Brock Purdy, holding it down. He's babysitting kind of a Super Bowl capable offense right now. Brock, Brock's an Iowa State guy, some Ames action. Brock went 4 years at Ames and threw for 12K yards. The guy can whip it around a little bit, but he kind of looks like a babysitter out there a little bit. I think that's the situation. Unless, I don't know, Rip, who you got at QB for the Niners 3 weeks from now.
I'm rolling with our guy, Brock Purdy. I mean, the options out there aren't looking good unless you want Baker Mayfield to take over and run that team into the ground. But DK, I think the 49ers are probably the best equipped team in the NFL to handle this. I mean, they went from Trey Lance to Jimmy G, now Brock Purdy, but it's really the defense that's keeping this team going. I mean, Nick Bosa's at the quarterback on almost every snap. They're putting pressure on the quarterback, whoever it is, on almost every snap. And it could be a Ravens situation with Trent Dilfer. I mean, just game manage, don't turn the ball over, and let that defense ride you deep into the playoffs.
Big time, we'll see. Quarterback's important. I know if any team's equipped for it, maybe, but damn, it's important. How about Josh Johnson? He's in on the practice squad with the Broncos. I might look at him, Rip. I might look at him, bro. I might look at Brian Hoyer. How about this, Rip? I don't know. Maybe you talk to Drew Brees. He seems to be out in LA trolling people getting hit by lightning. He can come run that fucking offense.
Andrew Luck, Drew Brees. I mean, shit. Throw a bunch of other names. I'm rolling with Brock Purdy, DK. He was overlooked in high school out of Perry High School. Like you said, Iowa State. Mr. Irrelevant in the draft. Last pick of the entire draft. Let's go with Brock Purdy, man. Let's see him win a Super Bowl.
I'm not against Brock. We like Iowa. We've been doing a lot of shows and had a lot of great guests from the state of Iowa. Big time winners out there. But it's tough to be an NFL quarterback. It's really tough. Here's the deal, bro. The truth of the matter is once you get put on tape in the NFL, it's very hard to go execute again. Ask Mike White. Ask your boy Sam Edinger, in Indy. It's I'll tell you what the pure shame of the whole damn thing is. The pure shame is that the Cardinals are such a hot damn mess that this fucking division is up for grabs. And Kyler Murray's contract, and I'm getting emotional, Rip, because what a shame to be shitty in Arizona for the Cardinals, especially what's happening right now in San Francisco. It's kind of the door open, the window opened a little bit, and we can't even look in it.
And the Rams have fallen off a cliff. I mean, it's really down to Seattle and San Francisco. So everyone's waiting for Geno Smith to implode. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, but let's see how the last 4 weeks of the season go. I mean, if Brock Purdy can just keep those turnovers down, I think SF's in good shape.
It brings it back to Brock Purdy. Rip, unbelievable. No, it's all good there. So, does Aaron Judge signed yet? I saw he was in Tampa Bay Monday night. He was not in the Bay Area. Seemed like he was in Tampa Bay, which is home to most of the Yankees executives there in Tampa Bay. What's the latest? We got our guy signing a contract yet?
He was at the Niners game in a Jerry Rice jersey on Sunday up in Santa Clara. DK, you missed this?
He was at the Buccaneers game in Tampa Bay with a Mike Evans jersey on. He's trolling us.
He gonna sign with the Rays?
I think where the Yankees brass chills in the offseason in the winter.
No, I think this is great timing for this Hunter Pence interview because like we kind of mentioned in the interview, Hunter Pence played right field. I think Aaron Judge is the next right fielder for the San Francisco Giants. Bring him back home to Cali. Let him roam at Oracle Park. Hit 70 bombs out there. Let's go.
Enjoy this interview with MLB legend Hunter Pence.
Now joining the One Star Recruits podcast, we have a husband, a Texas native, a 4-time retired MLB All-Star, a 2-time World Series champion with the San Francisco Giants, and now a super influencer on Twitch and Instagram. We got the Reverend in the house, Hunter Pence. Thanks for hanging out with the One Stars, Hunter.
Hey, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Hey, we love to have you, man. And even better, watching all your videos on Instagram, everything has so much energy and positivity. It's hard not to love everything you're doing right now. I know you're still involved in the game as an analyst with MLB Network, but so many other things going on too. You're at the coffee shop down in Houston that you own. You're at Warriors games. I even saw you at a Lizzo concert. I think a lot of people can learn from watching you. It's really a love of life, putting love out there in the world. Did you always imagine this kind of life after your playing days ended?
Honestly, no. One day in the big leagues was a dream come true. Never really knew that was going to happen. Got fortunate to stick around for 14 years, be a part of some incredible teams and forged many relationships along the way. But I think, I don't think I could have ever really pinpointed that my life would be like this, the way it is. But I do credit like a lot of mental work to kind of the way that my life has unfolded, and it's been really cool.
Mental work, it's one of the most underrated parts that everyone can work on more. I also mentioned energy earlier, and it's such a key to everything in life. I'm going off 1 cup of coffee right now, right? DK is probably 2 deep over there in Hawaii. You're probably about 10 in, right?
I've been going for a minute today. Definitely pumping the coffee, but I've been getting up super early. I've been looking because we just got a little break to be in Southern California, and there's like perfect surf waves outside our house. So I've been doing sunrise sessions, and like I surfed for 2 hours, then worked out. So you caught me in like where I'm like dying a little bit because getting back into that surf shape is really tough. But I've drank a lot of coffee. So I had a pot this morning, and then I went and had a quad shot after the surf session before the workout.
I wanted to ask you because my wife is always asking me to sit and have morning coffee with her, but it's just never been in me to start the day with that way. I'm more of an iced coffee guy, but that kind of part of the morning is actually what drew you into the coffee world. It was that chance to spend that time talking to your wife over a cup. Is that still an important part of your morning routine?
Oh, 1,000,000%. It's like, it is such a wonderful bond. And it was super fun, like taking advantage of the travel when I was playing baseball. And I think it was Alexis that actually, like I drank coffee, but I didn't really look for the best coffee or to learn about coffee or to meet the farmers. And Alexis was the one that was like, let's start checking out all the best coffee shops. Let's do the research and see what's out there. And we started learning about local coffee roasters, barista competitions, learning about, ethically and transparently sourced coffees and like kind of the underground of the coffee game. But I have tasted a lot of coffees from a lot of coffee shops, and I'm like kind of a hardcore drinker. I'm like espresso and just coffee black. I don't put any cream in it, but I've tried everything. I try everything. So, but it is like our morning, like connection, our morning date. We walk the dog, we go to our coffee shop or wherever. And it means a lot to us. It's kind of a really big connector and means a lot in our lives.
Hell yeah. You know, the listeners want to know first and foremost, you do have a post-surf glow about you right now, which is beautiful, Hunter. Is you have exhausted, but it's a post-surf. If you know, you know. The listeners need to know if you got any barrels today and how big the swell was.
No barrels today, but I'm getting my rhythm back. Today was kind of it was a unique day because it was like kind of gray. And the waves were kind of small outside our house. We were going to try to travel and chase waves, but we decided to keep it low key. It was like some ankle biters and knee scratchers, but we weren't fighting anyone for the waves because not many people were out there. Now, the day before, there was a potential for some barrels. There were some like 4-footers out there, baby barrels. But I don't think I've ever really gotten a barrel yet, but I'm getting to where I can start searching those waves. I just bought a 7-foot board. So I'm learning to turn. My whole first year of surfing, DK, was 100% just learning to get up. And now I'm learning to actually surf, which is like ride the wave. And like now I'm like getting up and down and sliding and all that fun stuff.
You're an athlete, bro. This has to get on the books. No, I'm on the west side of Maui, as listeners know. We happen to have some great waves here.
Yes, you do.
Montage
I've surfed in Maui.
In Kapalua, great golf course too, Hunter. So barrel will be caught. Come visit me, and I can guarantee a barrel catching.
Guarantee barrel catching. I can
guarantee barrel catching. I got a guy here. You know the watermen when you meet them. Who they hook us up, bro. Us Howleys, you know.
I love Maui, and I wouldn't want to go surf in Maui waters without a local because there's some rip currents out there and some serious ish, you know.
You got to get out there with somebody who knows. And I got the hookup. Going back to Cali, though, we're real fast. I'm a dog lover. I lived in San Francisco as well. And I think you still have a place there. So San Francisco is a great dog city. I loved walking my pups there. You got Foxy Pence, the Cavapoo. What Foxy's favorite walking route in SF?
You know, man. So we take her obviously out. We have our little route around our house. I'm trying to think of like her favorite spots.
Where's the poo spot is what we want to know, Hunter.
Where she takes her number 2.
You know, our dogs figure out that they like their spot. Did she found the right spot? Is it right there on Embarcadero? She found a good spot.
It's over at that like East Cut crossing. There's like a little centralized thing that they built up. And so like usually that's kind of like our little route or whatever. And she'll take off and it's like somewhere in those little, it's actually not the same spot every time though. It's just different.
She mix it up.
But she heads in there and it's somewhere within the East Cut crossing.
Yeah. They got to claim their spot, especially in the city. A very cute dog, bro. Very cute dog. Staying in SF with some baseball. So you had some amazing personalities on some squads. You're sitting on the Giants Wall of Fame, listeners, in case you don't know. This man's a giant legend. Handful actually teams, Hunter, you're kind of a legend in as we dug into this a little bit more. But I want to throw out a couple names that were close to me when I lived in the Bay. And you just give me a nibble or a fun fact about one of the favorite Giants moments from those years. Is that cool?
Of course.
All right, I want to start with my guy, Vogie, Ryan Vogelsong.
I mean, Vogie was one of the most legendary teammates of all time. I mean, the intensity is off the chain. I'm sure he'll be fine with me saying this, but like we had this lady that would like read your spirit animal. It was like one of Jake Peavy's people. And just to give you like she was like spot on with everyone. And like most people are normal animals. Like I'm a mountain goat, like whatever. Vogelsong was a Komodo dragon known for hyper aggressiveness.
Dang.
I never went out to dinner with this guy without almost getting into like a fight. And usually it was someone doing something disrespectful, but he just like wasn't having it. And he's just like hyper aggressive, ultra competitor. Like the guy wouldn't talk for 2 days before he started. Like you felt his intensity, one of the hardest working, disciplined pitchers I've ever known. And it was just so fun. Like you had so much respect for him, like all of the team, that when he took them out, he elevated us all. He made us all better through his focus and intensity.
Straight up. Same line of thinking, I think. Tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe what his animal was. Matt Cain.
Matt Cain was a lion, actually.
And, that's easy. I see it as you say it. I see it so clearly.
Yeah,
bro.
And I don't want to like throw any shade, but the lions are just naturally the beasts, and they're kind of lazy and proud. And Cain's like, I can attest to that. Just a natural beast, fearless leader.
Every 5 days, he comes out and does his thing and goes back into his area.
He put in work. He put in his work, but he was really funny. He was like an ultra giver, very giving person, great leader, but like comedic value through the roof. Like never, I always take things kind of seriously. I was like Captain Serious and like working, and he's very lighthearted and just kind of like to have pranks, like to do challenges, like, but he also liked to like, help people out. So I remember one time they found this like, I don't know if I can tell this story, but
we'll edit it. We can edit it out if you want. First,
we'll see. Y'all let me know if it's tellable. We find this like locust in Colorado, and he starts asking one of a person who's just up for a little bit. He's like, "How much for you to eat this?" And they look it up. They find out it's not poisonous. And sure enough, like everyone starts putting in money, but this was like the brainchild of Kane. And this guy ate this massive locust alive. And, it like, he's like, that paid for my rent for a couple months, and we all had this great memory, and it really brought us together. So just little funny, crazy things like that.
That's such a good nibble. That Kane, even, you nailed it. Thank you, Hunter. One more player, and then I got a coach, and we'll wrap this one up. I related to Zito because I got the long hair. He played the guitar. I smoked weed. I don't know if Zito's a weed smoker, but whatever. I related to him. My guy Barry Zito.
I'm giving you plenty of info. Zito was the Zen master. He was, he was just cool. Like Zito was just cool. I don't know how to, kind of like a really free spirit. Just like thought outside the box, way ahead of his time. Another person who was like ultra giving, like always had gifts for everybody, like really kind of deep emotional, like really cared. And just like, he was kind of a mystery, but when he came out, it was so fun. He was just like, he was amazing. Zito was just, we called him Z-balls, and he was just crazy. And
I
he
can
was
relate
awesome.
to him.
I remember him telling me, this is how like dialed in his thinking was he was like, whenever I came to the Giants, I couldn't be whatever number. So I was like trying to think of, what numbers look symmetrically correct on my jersey. And he's like, and I wrote out the 7-5, and it just looks so perfect. Like, just surfer kind of. His father was like a director of orchestras and symphonies. I don't know what you call that.
Conductor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just so tapped into kind of like the musical vibe, and it was just like a beautiful creative mind.
Legendary. Yeah, that's why I was kindred spirit with Barry Zito. Thank you for clarifying that. And then maybe a piece of advice or a one-liner that Bruce Bochy, the manager, might have given you, Hunter.
I mean, one of the coolest, he had so many, but one of the coolest things he ever told me is my whole career, everyone was like, "Oh, play conservative, do the safe thing, like keep the ball in front of you. Don't go trying to make crazy diving plays." And Boch was like, "I want risk takers. Send it. I want just go for it. I don't want you to be scared." So like, it was like the opposite of the way of thinking. He wanted you to be crazy. He wanted you to be risky. And he liked that. He was a gambler.
He's a gambler. Amazing. So
he just liked you to take gambles on the field.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I would rather be last place and first place than in the middle of the pack every year. Like he wanted you to he wanted all or nothing kind of mentality.
He seems so chill. I would catch him in North Beach eating gnocchis solo, just drinking a little bit of wine. Man, where's his intensity? But it's there.
Oh yeah, but he's also like the ultimate just dude. Like he always is so witty. He has like the perfect thing to say. Like he just wins the room. He changes the room. It's hard to explain, but he's just the dude, and the dude abides.
It's energy. I had a couple opportunities to meet him too in my days. One of those guys. You meet him in life. I'm working my way up there, but when they walk in, they walked in. It's kind of cool stuff.
Yeah, he walked in.
Yeah,
Not just because of the size of the head.
Let's go. Big head. Real fast listener question, bro. I have to ask. You had a 100% unique swing. And if you can describe it your way, actually describe it for people like my mom, Nikki, out there who does listen to this podcast, and tell us how you developed such an interesting ritual and I guess warm-up swing. Yeah.
So I didn't find this out until I was signing my contract with the Giants, but apparently I have Schumann's, which is like the back of my spine is bone on bone. So there's no T-spine flexibility. And like when we go through the physicals with the Giants or whatever, they would check that. And they're like, your T-spine flexibility is horrible. We got to work on it. And so I was like working on it. And I was like, I can't do this because I'm getting hurt. I can't, like every time I was doing it, I was like, it's hurting me. I can't even play in spring training. So like, all right, we'll stop doing it. And then I was fine. But basically imagine if you had a kid that was like, you told him what to do and he tried to do it and he thought he was doing it, but he wasn't, and he could just never do it. That's who I was. And the coaches just gave up on me. They're like,
no shit, really?
You hitting okay. I just didn't have the flexibility. That's why everything looks kind of awkward. And like, even like the trainers were like, you shouldn't be able to play baseball, but you've been able to do it. So I guess it works. That was kind of
wild. All right, wild. I thought it was just Hunter, you're full of surprises, bro. Amazing interview, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Hunter, we end every interview with the segment we call 1 star to 5 star. We're 1 stars, man. Everybody knows it, but we're trying to get better with advice and tips from every guest we have on this pod, like yourself. So we have a few questions that kind of run the gamut on a 1 to 5 star scale. Let's say 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest.
You calling yourself a 1 star?
What? We're 1 stars, man.
No, we're 5 stars, baby. You gotta start thinking you're the best. That's my first piece of advice.
We're working our way up, man.
You're there. You got to think it before you are it.
We're there. No, Rip, we are 2.5 stars now, but
all right, all right, that's better than giving yourself a 1 star.
We'll take it, bro. Thank you. But the essence is that we surround ourselves. It's like golf. You surround yourself with better golfers. You play better golf. You know what I mean? That's what we try to bring to our listeners. People like you, my man.
I see a similarity here. Back in 2014, you were a couple years in as a 31-year-old right fielder for the Giants, and still in your prime. You played every game that season on the way to winning the World Series. There's another soon-to-be 31-year-old right fielder out there on the free agent market right now. Aaron Judge was in San Francisco over Thanksgiving meeting with the Giants. In your opinion, on a 1 to 5 star scale, the chances you see him following in your footsteps as the next right fielder at Oracle Park in 2023?
I don't know where to say. I would say it's like a 50% chance, I think that's pretty good with like everyone out there that I know that we obviously want him, but that's like, you have no idea. So what's going on? I know the Giants want him. I think that it makes a lot of sense. I think it would be really good for Judge. It would be really good for the city. So yeah, I give it a good 50% chance.
We'll take it. 50%. We'll take
2.5 stars.
2.5. There it is.
There it is. 2.5. Hey, what's a 5-star recommendation, Hunter, for staying in shape during the holiday seasons? We got it coming up. You're in shape. I know your lady stays in shape. Give our listeners and us a 5-star recommendation.
A 5-star recommendation for staying in shape. Move for 30 minutes every day.
You got a particular
30 minutes of movement. Get your blood flowing. Anything that makes you happy, whether it's go shoot some hoops, go surfing, ride a bike. If you just move for 30 minutes every day in some capacity, you're going to be fine.
Boom. There it is. Move your body, listeners.
Walk the dog. It could be
care.
anything, right?
Yeah. Walk the dog. Do a little more than walking. Like if it's fast walking or in uphills, I'll give you that.
All right. Run with the dog, we'll say. All right.
If you're walking, give me 2 hours.
All right, I want to close it out with the part of your journey that doesn't get talked about a lot, but you had basically one scholarship offer coming out of high school. It was to Texarkana College. We can relate to having very little interest in being overlooked as the 1 stars here. But there are many more of those guys out there than there are the 5 stars with all the offers. So since you went on that 1 star path and now ended up with everything you've accomplished in baseball, what's the 5-star advice to those high school and college kids out there trying to prove themselves at those smaller schools?
At the end of the day, like you go out there and earn it. Like I made my decision like after my junior year of high school, and I was like you make a decision and act on it and just use your mind logically every single day. Consistent, persistent action is what pays off. So, go read a book like about strategy. Read who was the amazing basketball coach? I was just watching Eric Burns like read off some of his stuff, and that's like dynamite. Like Wooden, I think is his
John
name.
Wooden, yeah.
John Wooden. But like consistent, persistent action towards whatever your goal is. So like I made this decision. I said I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to survive in life, but every other moment is to make myself the best baseball player I can. And I was like, I'm gonna play until they rip the jersey off me, and I'm gonna give it everything I have, and that's enough. So I just made that decision and I acted on my decision and I stayed true to it. It was like, do you want to go to this party? No, I have a workout. I got to be up in the morning. I made my own workouts. I talked to people, I asked questions at the gym. Right now, there was no YouTube and social media and internet. All the best information of the greatest minds are out there. It's on you to not know. Like you can figure it out, but it takes your focus, your attention, and your discipline. Go seek and you will find. Go get it.
Go get it. And you've been given for so long since you made it, bro. You really created a great scene for me in the Bay Area. I know fans all across the country who, in the cities that you played for, you wore that city on your back and you represented so hard for all of us. And I can't thank you enough. And I think I'm speaking for a lot of people when I say that. Everybody go follow this man. Hunter's on MLB Network. We got you on social media at Hunter Pence on both Twitter and Instagram. At Let's Get Foxy if you want to follow the cutest dog you've ever seen in your life.
Hey, thanks, DK. That means a lot.
I'm serious, bro. You got the cutie over there.
He's pretty cute.
I got these two. They're getting older now, so I'm starting to get even more sensitive with my animals here. But keep doing big things, bro. Bringing joy to the world. Thank you for coming on the One Star Recruits. We really appreciate you.
All right, but y'all are 5 stars. You get 5 stars from me. Thank you for having me.
Mount Rushmore, possibly 1-star interview, energy level, Hall of Fame rep right there, Hunter Pence. We love a good high energy interview.
Yeah, and sometimes it comes from the guys you don't expect it to. But with Hunter, 10 cups of coffee
Mount
much
Rushmore,
every day.
Every day. Mount Rushmore, 1-star recruits, high energy interviews. Go.
I would say Josh Pastner, Georgia Tech basketball coach. Hunter Pence is definitely in the top 4. I would go our guy Montel Jordan. This is how we do it. Brought really good energy. And number 4, man. Oh, number 4, I got it. Bones Highland, Denver Nuggets.
Bones. I was gonna say Bismarck Biyombo too. He was really good, especially before he signed that deal. When we got him right before he signed in Phoenix, was really good energy too. Yeah, nice Mount Rushmore rip. That was on the fly. That's good stuff right there. It's actually been a pretty good week. Let me think. 1-star bumps this week. We got our guy Luca Garza. He was on big Iowa pod, right? Iowa State to Iowa now. Luca Garza dropped 44 career high in the G League. We appreciate his appearance. Our guy Rashard White, the prophecy rip has fully came to life as he caught a game-winning touchdown from Tom Brady in Monday night's game. Rip, you know what? You can cut this if you want, but I think it's a good time to play the clip of Rashard talking about the possibility of playing with TB12 right before the draft. Can you play that clip?
Yeah, let me get to it right now.
I have an interesting little thing. Rip's 5-year-old son is starting to really get into football. And what he's doing right now is he's getting all the logos and he's putting them in their divisions and he's drawing the logos. So what we had him do, Rashad, this morning was just draw 3 randoms and we pulled them at random. Rip's going to hold them up. If you don't mind, bro, let's just go ahead and go through them. And just give me what comes to mind first with that offense and second with that city when we pull them up. And just food for thought, man. Let's throw them up there. Rip, what do we got?
All right, here's first one.
All right, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's a random one. Rashad, what do you got on Tampa Bay's offense?
Obviously you got the GOAT, so you're going to have a chance every year. They got, weapons on their offense. They got weapons. You respect a lot of guys. They got Mike and, they got Goodwin, Godwin coming back, whatever. They just added Gage. And, they had other guys, before that, good O-line and it's a well-balanced offense. Do I feel like I could be a good fit in that offense? Yes, I do. I like Leonard. I respect Leonard. They, like I said, you got the GOAT, so they straight. And the great, I like Byron Leftwich.
Yeah, we like Byron too. We're big Arizona Cardinal guys. We've been fans of Byron for a minute there. Great breakdown, man. Tampa Bay, you ever been?
Yeah, I just went the other day.
Oh, so So Tampa Bay, okay. And listeners, he's doing all the meetings and he's going to. I've read all the cities. I think there's a lot of good fits. Once again, these are Rip's 5-year-old did 3 randoms for us. We're throwing this just random.
Yeah, I'm so happy for that guy, DK. That's one of the best parts about this pod is getting these guys early. We had him, I believe, right after his senior year at Arizona State, waiting for the draft. And man, just seems like a good dude, and good things are happening to him right now. I wouldn't be mad if Tom Brady wins another Super Bowl just to get Rashad another ring just to get Rashad his first ring at this point in his rookie year.
Dang, big commitment. And we still have not given up on the Cardinals. I don't know if our guy Train's listening to this podcast. The Raiders are still actually technically in the playoff race, so we're not going to crown them yet, but such a good 1-star bump. Well, happy belated birthday to our guy Nick B. He celebrated his birthday in Laughlin. We'll get him back on the pod here, Rip, in the next couple of weeks. We'll get a little recap. Who goes to Laughlin anymore, by the way?
Was it his 50th or 60th? Well, that seems like a Laughlin birthday. 50th birthday, 60th birthday, that territory?
Yeah,
Nick B?
Does he ride a Honda and think it's a Harley and his butt crack shows when he's eating a Salisbury steak? Well, who goes to Laughlin, dude?
No, when you have a private jet, DK, we can't relate to that lifestyle. But when you have a PJ, you can go anywhere, anytime you want, pretty much. You just have to make that little reservation at the Laughlin Airport, you know.
You mix the classy with trashy. You have the legendary Nick B. But happy birthday, 1-star bump for you, homie. We'll get you back on the pod. There's a tip I wanted to share with him. I've been trying to call him. He doesn't pick up during his damn birthday, but we played golf and I was like, tell me things you see in my swing that I can change. And he kept telling me, oh, my brother's better at doing that. I wish you can play with my brother, whatever. Turns out I made one little change with my left arm, shot at 87, career high for me, Rip. Top shooting number for me so far, 87. Who's a good 87 wide receiver?
Travis Kelce, baby.
I was going to say Rob Moore. Was he 87 or 89?
Ricky Prohl, 87 for the Cards.
Good jersey right there. That was a hot jersey right there.
What was the change? What was the left arm change? You gonna let the listeners know?
It's kind of silly, but what I was doing and I would tell usually my Monday crew that I play with, I feel like my shot's really army because I was just letting my arms fly, you know. So I tucked in my left arm, tucked in that chicken wing. A lot of the drill is to put a towel under that arm and just keep it there so your hands stay on a quality plane, so you're not flying in the wind. And I did that, and I lost, you know, a little bit of yardage when I did get a hold of it, but damn, I was hitting it much straighter. And I shot 87. So small little change. Hopefully we'll see next Monday. I'll probably be back in the high 90s. But Godspeed.
Did you catch that in the film study, or was it something you just kind of felt while you were golfing?
I'll give credit where credit due. My homie Jake mentioned it. I had a big, huge slice, and he said, keep that chicken wing in, put a towel in there, and he kind of walked away. It was a small thing, but that change, it was on the third hole, and it was, I had 2 pars in a row after that. So onward and upward in the golf world. We had a little bit. Did I miss anybody else's B-Day? Happy birthday to our guy Stanga, original OG 1-star pod member. He's also December 2nd. You know, we got Aaron Rodgers. Happy birthday. Stanga's actually playing Cypress course as we speak, Rip, at Pebble Beach, the iconic Cypress. Have you done the 17-mile drive ever, bro?
Never. I've never been that close to Pebble Beach ever.
Let me put you on next time you're in San Jose or in the Bay Area, because you go back for family holidays. You want a good little getaway that's a drive, but also cool. Drive down to Pebble, to Monterey area, and do the 17-mile drive. It's a loop. You'll see all the golf courses, all the beautiful homes. Worth the drive through. Anyway, happy birthday to Stanga. How about 1-star moments, Rip? You got any moments of shame, moments of embarrassment?
Yeah, man. Every week we have multiple. I had to pick. This one was an easy one to pick. You know, speaking of birthdays and getting older, I'm 44 now, DK, and I was playing basketball in the front yard driveway hoop with my kid who's really into hooping right now. Is out there every day. Sometimes I'll challenge him to horse or, you know, a little shooting contest. And man, if you know, I missed a shot off the rim and the ball flew into the neighbor's driveway. That we have like a row of bushes that are about 3 feet high that separate our driveway from our neighbors. So I'm chasing after the ball. I go to hurdle the bush to get the ball, and I come down on my ankle. I thought that thing was broken for a minute, DK. I came down hard on my ankle, felt it right away, was on the ground for like a good 90 to 120 seconds, and just man, if there's something that makes you feel old, it's laying on the ground while your kid's looking at you wondering what's going wrong. I want my neighbor to check his Ring camera to see a 44-year-old man just laying down in the driveway like groaning for about 90 seconds. Man, it was brutal. But that was my 1-star moment of the week. Good news is it's been about 6 days. My ankle's feeling better. I iced the hell out of it, and I'm still in the game, brother. I'm almost back.
Dude, you see it in the NBA every night too. That's you gotta see that. You know, it's tough to do any jumps, man. Past 40 is really it. Period. Jumping is out.
And my kid asked me, he said, "Why didn't you just run through around the side of the bush? There's an opening." But I was like, I was on my young man game. I was like, I'm gonna hurdle this thing. And sure, I thought that thing was broken though. It was, no. I don't even think it's a high sprain. Just luckily a low ankle sprain, but I felt it right away, man.
Yeah, you know, I've known you for 25 years, and you are a jumper. I've seen you do it, and I know how you do it. You shrink in your arms, and you do the Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. You stutter step Fred Flintstone. I've seen you do it before, and then you try to 2-foot do a leap. It's not like a good hurdle where they do their kind of spread their legs forward. You try to do an up and tuck. I've seen this done before. I think you've done it at Denny's, wasted before, jumping over trash cans. I've seen this technique.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not going to stop, man. I'm getting closer to 50 every day, but I'm not going to stop jumping, DK. But yeah, that's one thing to show your kid remind your kid how old his dad really is. So what?
Jumping. You could do the same activities without jumping, but think about it. Think about the same stuff. You just don't jump anymore, and you might be just bruised to broken just as you move into your 50s. Rip. Something to think about. Food for thought.
Mindset change, man. It's a mindset change. What'd you have this week? 1-star moment.
Okay, 1-star moment. We had guests last week for Thanksgiving. Sweet Bella and our friend Alyssa. It was a great Thanksgiving, wonderful time. But every time we would cook something at my house or start opening and closing the trash can, there was a smell that just wasn't matching with the kitchen. Like the smell we were smelling didn't go with delicious food. It also didn't go with things that smelled bad. So, big conundrum, right? Big problemos here. So what happened was I bought on sale at Ace Hardware these trash bags that I didn't notice were flavored, and they were flavored menthol flavor trash bags. So I threw them out today. I just threw them out. They're not good. It's like they don't enhance good food. They don't make the house smell clean. It smells like a Newport, and it was just a bad mix. And I know why they're on sale now. I get it.
You're trying to save a couple bucks. 1-star. It didn't even cover up the bad smell of the trash. It actually made it smell worse.
It didn't make it was just a mixture that didn't. Yeah, right. You wanted to cover it up at least. No, it was an enhancement of worse. It's made it smell more sour. Was what was going on to me. So you get a banana peel in there. You get a little banana in the morning, but it's still like, oh, a sweet banana. You get that. Now imagine that with like a banana smoked in menthol cig.
Oh, that's rough. And it wasn't even. It was a unanimous opinion in the house.
Multiple comments before I even took ownership that I was the one who purchased those.
Well, shit. 5-star intentions to save a couple bucks, but 1-star result, man.
Yeah, just stay away from the mint flavored stuff like that. The super minty. I just don't think it's a good kitchen smell. Stick with the Ocean Breeze or the non-scented. Get those tall 42 tight ties non-scented. Might be the good fit for you, but stay away from menthol flavor. No bueno.
We have the free and clear fabric softener sheets that have like no smell. They're supposed to just make the clothes softer, but free and clear, no smell, no allergies, no scents. Like, it's kind of disappointing though, because I want that fresh batch of dry clothes out of the laundry that smells like pine trees or ocean breeze, and it's just no smell is always like kind of a letdown.
Fuck yeah. Dude, 90% of doing my laundry is the dryer sheets opening and getting that smell. The other 10% is letting my neighbors know that I'm doing my laundry. I'm fucking clean and I'm an adult. Okay. That's the 100% of laundry. I'm getting back in it. We got away from it too. I'm getting back into some dryer sheets. A good Downy takes me back to 1996, Tempe, Arizona, 117 degrees. Just a fat Downy blowing outside we didn't even have garages, bro. We had carports. Just a fat Downy just blowing out that fucking carport, and that was cooler air than the air outside.
Yeah, that dryer vent always releases outside, and like you walk by it and you get a whiff of that Downy, and somebody's doing their laundry, right?
Yeah, I grew up Kiwanis Park, man. Respect that household doing laundry there. So that's what I think about it. How about recommendations, Rip? Listeners, we always do a little recommendation of the week. Anything that made us feel good. We like to keep the positivity going and the love, and wrap our podcast up with this. Shout out again to Hunter Pence for hopping on the show. 5 stars if you enjoyed that, or that Get by Rip. 5 stars just for a holiday gift. If you're like, damn, these guys are cool and I want to give a holiday gift, 5 stars is like $100 million right now to us, especially during the holiday algorithm wars, Rip. So even you Rip, did you ask at Thanksgiving at the table for some just 5 stars? Everybody pluck it out right now. Put it on the table.
It's more of the season where you're giving gifts to others and not asking to receive something. So I tabled that for Thanksgiving, but maybe closer to my birthday this year.
Okay, close to your birthday, but you could have put down the tie that you got and said, this is a great tie, but here's what I'd really like you guys to do right now, and then just look them all in the eyes till they do it.
That would be an awkward family moment at Thanksgiving, because it'd be like, what are you talking? What's a podcast? We get some weird questions at the table if that happened.
It's more awkward when I tell people that turkey's trash and they should just serve a ham at Thanksgiving. So we're all there.
1-star take right there.
1-star lifestyle. So I'll start with my recommendation, and I'll take it back to golf because I know Hunter plays some golf. Talked about coming out to Maui and playing a little golf. So I'm just going to keep saying golf. How many times can I say the word golf? I'm going to keep it going. I don't know how many people play golf in the rain. But where I live, it's a little bit more common to catch a little bit of rain pretty much almost every round. So after ruining 2 golf gloves and throwing my driver into the ground because of slippage and wet gloves, and they cost like $18 every time you need a new damn glove, I picked up some FootJoy rain grip gloves. And you know what, Rip? The wetter, the better. They're pretty tight. So if you play golf, get yourself some all-weather rain gloves. The wetter, the better.
Wow, that's is that what you used to get the 87? Was it really not the chicken wing? It was the gloves?
Could have been the gloves. Also could have been the fact that I moved away from these really good, nice, hard courses where I live up into the Kula Mountains. Shout out to Pukalani Country Club. Could have been a course change. You never know. But yeah, all the rest of my teammates and my golf buddies were just sloshing through their FootJoys, sloshing through their Callaway glove, ruined. And I'm just throwing darts.
Amazing. You got to go back to that course that you shot the 87 on and see what happens the next time. Speaking of golf, we got another big golfer. Our guy, my recommendation of the week is our guy Steph Curry, number 30 for the Warriors, greatest shooter of all time. I heard him on the JJ Redick pod. Shout out to the Redick pod again. Old man in the 3 this week. They book all the top guys in the NBA. Steph Curry they had on over Thanksgiving. And my rec of the week is, this is kind of sight unseen because it actually hasn't even happened yet. It's a documentary he has coming out in January on Apple TV. It's called Underrated. It goes back to that time at Davidson, and just hearing him talk about it, you could see the passion of the story. And I remember those years that he was at Davidson, killing it in the NCAA tournament, was totally overlooked, underrated going into college, and of course now the best shooter of all time. But that documentary is coming out on Apple TV in January. Steph Curry, Underrated. I haven't, like I said, it's not even out. I haven't seen it, but I know it's going to be good, so I'm recommended to say everybody put it on your calendar for January. Steph Curry, Underrated.
You're still on his nuts and Rip, huh? Listeners, Rip took his kid all the way up to San Francisco to Chase Center, got him down to the warm-ups to watch Steph warm up with his son who's basketball obsessed, went through the whole thing, game change, fanship moment, opportunity city for a youngster to create a fanship lifetime forever. Get back to Long Beach. I asked Rip, do we have a new Golden State Warriors fan? You listening to this, Rossi? You listening, Cam Quick? I said, do you have a new Warriors fan? And Rip tells me what, Rip?
I have an update on that, actually. What did I tell you first? Because I have an update.
You said diehard Boston Celtics fan still.
So I have an update. He has a Boston Celtics backpack that we got him for the beginning of the school year. He asked for Christmas for a Warriors backpack. So that's an update to that situation. I think it had an impact
life experience. There it is. You see how he's never been to TD Waterhouse. He's never hung out around MD Udoka.
Yeah, so if Cam Quick again and Rossi, Andrew Rossi, shout out again for that experience. And yeah, you might have just created a Warriors fan. We'll see. But DK, I have a question related to this a little bit, because did you see the viral video that Steph Curry hitting the 5 94-footers in a row? Did you see that this week?
I did, and I think it's fake. So
it is. So it is fake. It is fake. He came out, I think yesterday, that he teamed up with I think it was Sports Illustrated to put the vid together. Do I show that to my kid, and do I tell him it's real? That's a parenting question.
No, that's a very hard thing to do. Two reasons. You don't want anybody launching beyond the logo, and that's what Steph's already done, and he can't hit 5 in a row from the logo. You don't want kids thinking that that's a real thing. It's not even a high percentage thing in life to practice. There's not like zero-sum game in the full court shot other than a little bit of fun. So I think you show him, but you tell him it's fake and tell him why it's fake. And it's opportunity to explain CGI, animation, lead it into a Pixar, maybe take it to a Pixar movie. There's your full court press. Boom, 5 stars.
So show him and be honest about the whole thing rather than not even show him like what you don't see.
Show him at first. Show him at first. Let him digest. And then say, you think that's realistic? And the answer is yes. I mean, it is. Miracles do happen. But in basketball, it's a low percentage shot, and you should spend more time working on your handles and passing and triple threat position. You know what I mean?
Well, that's actually one of the things Steph said in the presser yesterday when he got asked about it was he was honored that people even thought that could be real, was because that means he's, that good of a shooter that people think. I'm not even gonna lie, maybe I'm gullible, but I thought that thing was real right away, man. Maybe I'm crazy, but I've seen it. I've seen that man. I've seen that man hit like 200 threes in a row on a YouTube video. Who there's nothing beyond what he's capable of at this point.
You were also sitting in row A2 watching him go through his warm-ups where he does do amazing shots. I think it's a bad basketball lesson. I don't think it's a fair life lesson. I think you take him to kind of Santa Claus land. You're going to set him up for 6th grade when he still thinks that shit's real. Someone's going to tell him it's not. And it's better that he can be explaining CGI to somebody than explain why that's a high percentage shot and we should be practicing those on the schoolyard.
All right, I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to show him. I'm going to explain all the editing tricks that can go on nowadays. Hey, breaking news, DK. This is going to make Niners fans happy, Bay Area fans happy. Baker Mayfield was claimed off waivers by the Los Angeles Rams, so he's not going to be the next Niners quarterback. Adam Schefter just tweeted, and this is Tuesday, December 6th. The Rams believe in Baker Mayfield's talent. They need a quarterback with Matthew Stafford sidelined for the season and John Wolford dealing with a neck injury. And if Mayfield signs elsewhere this offseason, the Rams could get back a compensatory draft pick. So Baker Mayfield, newest quarterback of the, I believe, 3-9 Los Angeles Rams?
Yeah, they're done too, but good. Wolford is another guy. I'm telling you, once you get put on tape in the NFL and you know how special talent, shit is not easy. That's good though. Good breaking news, Rip. Maybe you can edit that, throw that in the top section of the pod. If not, listeners, thanks for hanging out down to the bottom. Rip, I'm excited to see you in Hawaii. Listeners, we got this guy coming out to the island of Maui for the New Year's holiday. You fired up?
I'm fired up, man. Never been, first time, and glad I got you there to show me the ropes. And there's a golf tournament, the Century Open, going on down there at that time. So we're going to try to head out there and possibly do a live sit down with the golfer. We can make it happen, DK.
Yeah. Do you think you try to do surfing? You want to try to catch a wave?
No, I will sit in the water and enjoy the sunshine, and I'll go whale watching, but I'm not surfing, man. Hunter Pence, I'll leave that up to Hunter. He's the athlete.
So you think you're going to talk all that shit about jumping, and then you're not going to even think about surfing one bit?
I can't even jump 3 feet off the ground without breaking my ankle. I can't imagine what was going to happen in the water if I try surfing. So I'm not a water guy, DK. I'm leaving that to Hunter Pence.
5 stars for booking life trips. If you appreciate Rip seeing the world and coming out to Maui. I'm a little bit thirsty with the 5-star things, but we're trying to get a end of year wrap, listeners, where we can go present to wonderful new guests for the new year. Rip, I want to make a mark for next podcast, or maybe when we have Nick B on, we'll do our I like that little Mount Rushmore run. Maybe we'll do a little Mount Rushmore of guests for 2023. I got a couple new updates to my list I want to share with you in the world. So we'll do that next week. I appreciate you, man. Excited to see you at the end of the month. Any advice before we sign on off?
Chase your dreams, especially to all the young people out there. Shout out to Trevor Thompson, legit 1-star recruit out of Cal State LA. DK, as you know, he just signed to play in the Jamaican Winter League for basketball, his first international experience. And my nephew, he's 23, going after his dream, going out to Jamaica, making little money, literally starting from the bottom. So yeah, chase your dreams, people. Keep doing it, and good luck to everyone who has a dream.
Get your rain gloves. The wetter, the better. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.